Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be painting over this sleigh bed, headboard, and footboard. I am downstairs in the dungeon in my basement. This is where I do my canning. But this is the headboard. Let me see if I can get a shot. And then the footboard is this one. I'm going to be doing this one first. So I had to clear off my table of all my canning stuff. I put it all in the back there. And yeah, so the first thing I did was I cleaned everything. I ran out of my simple green, so I had this greased lightning. And I sprayed it and wiped it down with a cloth really, really well twice. Then I took another rag with just clean water and totally went over that with the clean water and got any residue of the grease lightning off. So now this one side, this is so heavy, so I can only do one side at a time. So this side is completely clean. I brought the wood filler and stuff down. There's a couple of things here, like this one's a biggie, but I might just like sand like the little edges so that they don't look rough. But again, I'm not flipping this for a profit, so it's just for me. I'm not like fussy like that. As long as it, you know, it's painted and it looks all right, that's fine. I don't care if there's a couple little nicks here and there. But I got this off of Facebook Marketplace from a really nice woman for $20. And it comes, of course, with the runners that go in here. Wood, I already painted both of those. So yeah, so today's project, I'm going to be using Beyond Paint. I have it in the pewter and the white. So I'm going to do white inserts on both sides. And then the rest is going to be the pewter gray. And I was thinking about maybe stenciling some nice flowers in this part, but I don't know. I think that's getting a little too ambitious. I'm not a furniture restorator by any means. I just clean it up, paint it, and try to make the best of it. So if you saw my past two videos on what I did for the room, I did the end tables that I got for free off of Facebook Marketplace, and then I just did a dresser that I got for $40 off of Facebook Marketplace. So I actually have a whole entire bedroom set for $60 plus the paint, sandpaper, wood filler. So, and this is such heavy wood, like they don't even make sets like this anymore. So to me, it's worth it, and I enjoy doing it. So I'm just gonna get my paint out, get all that stuff ready. I think I'm just going to wood fill that one little piece over there, and then I'll show you what's next. Okay, so I taped off both of the squares right at the edge because the inside of this square, this inside piece, I want that to be white. It's easier to do it white than it is to tape in here and do it the pewter gray. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have this little craft brush, and I'm just going to go on the inside and just go all the way around. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to roll over it with a roller. But I just want to make sure that that inside part gets painted with the white. Now with this paint, I'll show you what the container looks like, and I'll have a link in the description box below if you'd like to use it. It's Beyond Paint. This is the bright white. It's for cabinets, countertops, furniture, and more. It's an all-in-one. No stripping, no sanding, no priming, and it has sealer in it as well. So this paint is absolutely fabulous. I love it. I'm thinking about doing my kitchen cabinets over with the pewter gray. So I don't want to make this video too long. I'm just going to go around the whole inside of both of these squares and get that first coat on that little inside lip that's in there. So you definitely, if you're a sloppy painter like me, you definitely want to tape it off, because there's no way I would have been able to do this without getting it all over the top. Now also, if you hear something in the background, that's my dehumidifier, because I am in the basement and it's very humid down here. And I do want this paint to dry quickly. So as much moisture in the air that I can get out, that's what you hear in the background. That's my dehumidifier. Alright, so now that that first part is done all the way around, you don't want too much paint on your roller. I mean, you can roll it around, but I'm just gonna get as close to the edge as I can. Now with this paint, I did notice that if there's a grain in the wood grain does show through, which I kind of like. But I'm eager to see if the scratches that were here, and as you can see, the scratches that are over here, if those are going to come through as well, or else, because this paint is self-leavening, it levels out, if that will be covered. And you do need to let this paint dry 2 to 4 hours in between coats. And then it suggests that you let it cure for at least a week. Like, say if you were doing kitchen cabinets, to cure, you know, for a substantial time. I think they even say a month, actually. Before you can actually take like detergent or spray or anything like that and clean it, if you needed to clean it. Once the second coat goes on, it'll fill in all that gap and anything that might be showing through, so I'm not worried about it at this point. It might even need a third coat, but this paint goes a long, long way. I actually did the 2 end tables and the dresser, and I still have more of the quart of the gray. So yeah, it lasts a long, long time. So I'm going to do this other square here. Let it dry for a little bit, and then I'll start the gray. Like I said, I don't want this video to be too long, but you get the gist. Clean everything really well. Tape off if you want to do different colors. I did end up putting a little bit of wood fill right there on that piece. So even if I paint some of this gray, I'm going to let that totally dry and the paint below it dry before I give that a light little sanding just to make it flush with the piece. Alright, but I'm going to continue with this, and boy is it hot down here. I am sweating my petunias off. So let me get back to work and I'll check in with you in a few. Okay, so I waited 2 hours and you can clearly see the difference. This one has 2 coats and that one has 1 coat. So I don't know how the lighting is down here, but you can definitely see the difference between the 2. And I did get a lot of the gray painted 1 coat. When I peel off the tape, then I'm just going to have to go very easy with the roller, just, oops, sorry, just over in the middle so that it does not get onto the white. And I still have to sand that little part. So I'm just waiting. I'm just going to paint this a second coat and then sand that after this dries to make sure that no dust gets on it. And yeah, but you could definitely tell between 2 coats and 1 coat. So it's covering absolutely beautifully. I love it. And I'm excited to see how the finished bed's gonna look. Stay tuned, guys. Okay, so I just sanded down this big hole that was here in the wood, and it's perfectly smooth. And I wiped away all the dust, so now I can finally get this part painted. But the lighting down here is terrible. I'm so sorry, guys. But I have to do a second coat on all the gray, and the white I actually did 3 coats. And over here, under here, looks a little sloppy, but I believe that this is the inside of the footbed. So it's the inside, not the outside. I don't know. I gotta figure it out. I don't even know how this bed goes, actually. So I'm not too concerned, because once it's standing up, you won't even see that under there. So I really don't care, but... Alright, so that's how it's coming along so far. Over here, I got the 2 panels, because this is up against the wall. There's a bathroom there. So I got 2 coats on that, 1 coat on that, and then I will start the gray, trying to get as much done today as I can. And it's very hot down here, guys. I'm sweating my petunias off. Alright, let me get back to doing the second coat on this gray. So it took me a total of 2 days, well, 2.5 days, to do both the headboard and the footboard. But I think it came out beautiful, and the bed looks really nice. What a difference from just that ugly brown wood. So there you have it, guys. And just for a recap, that's the dresser that I did. And then the nightstand. So I appreciate you guys watching. Everybody have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe. And please hit that like button and that notification bell.